Hey everybody, and welcome to another Mega Construx review here on my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Black Series Game of Thrones set called The Battle Beyond the Wall. This set comes with 3 figures, 176 pieces, and is recommended for ages 16 and up. And we're going to start by taking a look at the figures that come in this set, starting with Jon Snow, who initially I do like the overall design of, but he has a huge flaw that I'll be talking about in just a second. I think the head sculpt for Jon Snow is done relatively well for being such a small size, and I do like the detail of the snow on his boots. That's a really cool touch. He's also got a little bit of printing around the cuffs of his jacket. As we make our way around to the back of the figure, you can see some pretty nice detail on that fur piece that goes over his shirt. And you can see that Jon Snow also comes with the long claw sword as an accessory. If you were paying close attention to the box design at the start of this review, you may have also noticed that Jon Snow had a waist piece included with this figure. The waist piece unfortunately fell apart in my hands while I was putting the figure together. Here we're going to take a quick look at one of the pieces. It seems like it had some pretty good detail, but this material is such a flimsy plastic that it literally snaps in my hands. This of course is hugely disappointing, and I hope this isn't consistent with this set. This set also comes with a white figure, which is a really cool design in my opinion. If you look closely at the figure's head, you can see some blue eyes, which is a really nice touch, and I do like the overall molding and shape for this figure as well. It comes with an axe as an accessory, and again you can see some of that snow detail on the boots of this figure. Luckily, the waist piece for this figure is made of more of a rubber material, so it didn't snap in my hands like with Jon Snow. I will say that I do find it to be rather interesting that while this figure does have some pretty good articulation, it is missing some ball joints in its elbows, which is typically consistent with these Mega Construct figures. It's not necessarily a huge deal, but I do think it's worth mentioning that the articulation is limited in that way. But it's a solid figure regardless. The last figure we're going to be taking a look at is the Night King, who I think has a pretty solid design. I do like the transparent blue they use for his head and hands. He also comes with this really big icicle spear as an accessory, and I do like the overall design and shape of his armor as well. And again, I find it interesting to note that the waist piece for this figure is also made of a rubber, so it didn't snap in my hands. But as you can see on the back of the figure, there's some pretty good texture and detail on his chainmail, and I do find it interesting and a little bit of a missed opportunity that there is no snow detail on the boots of this figure. But like I said, I do like the design of the Night King overall, and I think Mega did a really good job with him. You'll have to let me know what you think of these 3 figures in the comments below. But with the figures out of the way, we're going to talk about the environmental build that is included in this set, which is a relatively small and simple build, but I do like the overall charm and design that Mega was trying to go for here. In the top left corner of the build, you're going to find various shapes of transparent orange to represent fire. And I do like the texture that is included on the wall. I think those little pieces of transparent blue look really great to represent ice. However, the white pieces meant to represent snow look more marbly to me. The ground level for the build is relatively simple. However, I do wish that the entire thing was the same shade of white, because to me it looks like stone or marble with snow on top. I also thought it would be fun to show off the back of the set just so you can get an idea of some of the building techniques that Mega decided to use. As you can see, the wall is made up of a couple of plates stacked on top of each other, and you're definitely going to want to display the set from the front as the back is not very pretty to look at. But I will say, for being a relatively small build, there are plenty of studs to place the figures that come in the set around to recreate your favorite Game of Thrones scenes. I picked up the Battle Beyond the Wall set for $15 at a local collectible store. And for me personally, I don't think it's really worth that price. But I will say a huge part of that is due to the poor quality of the Jon Snow waist piece that came in my set. If you have this set, you'll have to let me know if you had that same experience, and I want to thank you so much for watching my review, and be sure to like and subscribe for more.